the BTP ABAP environment is something which is going to be a very big thing in the coming future. It's already been used very widely in almost all the different organizations, because business technology platform gives us the flexibility to connect to any of the systems anywhere, within our ecosystem. So we're going to go ahead and quickly discuss about what exactly we have it in this, and basically I'll focus on the architecture, because we will be, this is a quick overview of it. So I'll be giving you a overview of this BTP environment, ABAP language versions, what we have, and the RESTful application programming, connectivity services and consumptions of remote APIs, custom code migration, transport of software components, roadmap for SAP BTP and ABAP environment. So we are going to cover everything in detail in this session, and the hands-on is something which we'll be taking up later. So basically explaining how the recent rebranding displays in this material. Just okay, something which have this. So we all know that BTP is business technology platform. BTP stands for business technology platform, and we have got the introduction here, the big picture. So basically there are three layers that we have discussed. The intelligent enterprise has three key components. One is the digital platform, wherein we have the databases coming, and database can be on premise, it can be on cloud, it can be in various ways, it can be hybrid as well. And from there we'll take it forward into the intelligent technologies. We have a lot of intelligent technologies like AI, ML, Internet of Things, analytics. And then we have on the front end, we have the intelligence suite, where exactly we'll be connecting to various systems on the front end. So we have a backend, that's a database, we have the application layer, and then we have the presentation layer. It's similar to that. We have database layer, application layer, presentation layer, right? So similar to that, we have this setup where we have the digital platform, intelligent technologies, and intelligence suite. Now we have got this in-app extensibilities, all the applications which we develop internally in S/4HANA, as well as whatever we enhance within the application of S/4HANA is all considered as in-app extensibilities. You can see this on the left side, that we have the SAP S/4HANA here. Now and we are getting integration. We can integrate the database with database, application to application, and UI to UI. Okay, so database to database, we have the view replication process that we have, and application to application, we can connect with the making use of a business events or APIs. And if it is UI to UI, we can you go for UI integration. And on the right side, if you see on the side by side extensibility, we have the Fiori application, Java. It can have the development in either, you can do the development in Java or ABAP. And then we have the database. Okay, not just Java and ABAP, we have a lot of other coding techniques which we can make use of in the BTP. So whatever we do in the BTP is considered as side by side extensibility. Okay, then we have the business technology platform integration services, we have BTP workflow services, and then we have the SAP Analytics Cloud as well. Now empowering the key users, like see, basically at the what exactly we have is like it is enhancing, this BTP environment is enhancing our entire ecosystem, especially which is built on the cloud. Okay, so let's say we have a challenge here. Line of business departments drive the implementation of cloud IT services. So extensibility tools are used by in business departments that should easily apply non-disruptive extensibility tasks. And in particular for UI adaptations, custom fields and tables, adding custom analytics and forms, custom business logic, these all things we can do it. Now we have got this, we have server for ABAP, where we have discussed about field extensibility, UI adaptation, table extensibility, custom analytics, business logic, forms extensibility, and new reports. These all things can be done here. Okay, now side by side extensibility, if we go more in detail, we have seen that BTP ABAP environment is one, and the backend system is as the S/4HANA. We have discussed the architecture of SAP BTP SDK, the software development kit. SDK stands for software development kit. Now, on the bottommost layer, we have the S4 HANA, the software, which will be there in any organization. It is taken for granted. Then to connect to this service development, the BTP SDK. In the middle, what we have is BTP SDK. In this, we have the CDS and OData at the data source level, and then we have the unified programming model. Then we have the cloud native qualities, and then we have this OData v4 and OData v2 on the top, service provisioning, and on the top of it, like we have the OData v4 and OData v2 applications at the topmost layer. So now again, decoding it, like this is a front end. Okay, front end is this one, and in the middle of the S4 HANA and the front end, we have the BTP. Now, previously we used to use a lot of third-party tools to connect, and now we have this BTP layer been created, implemented here. Now here we have this ABAP environment. As I told you, like we have a lot of other development environments as well, like Node.js, and then we have Java, future stack to come, and then ABAP. These all things. And ABAP, again, we have the ABAP know-how in the cloud, ABAP products such as S4 HANA, ABAP based custom code to the cloud, service provided by the SAP BTP. These all are part of it. Now we have got this vital parts of the SAP BTP ABAP environment. So if you see in the middle, like we have this HANA, right? HANA database. So if you focus here, there is a HANA database here, and we are connecting to the another system where we have the HANA database. It can be S4 HANA system, it can be cloud system, or it can be on-premise system, it can be any other SAP software also. But we are connecting through SAP Cloud Connector here. Now what happens here is, like, the BTP environment will have its own database, and it will have its own ecosystem. Now we are going to get this integrated with a lot of other tools in the front end, and then we have the BTP will have the SAP integration suite. We have Launchpad service, we have workflow service, analytics. All these are a part of SAP BTP. Right. Now we'll understand the extensibility here. So enablement of smooth ABAP platform as a service or operation through restricted language features set intended for developments on the SAP Cloud Platform. Now, platform as a service. This is a platform as a service. So now this is what we were actually doing it in the trial version. We'll see that. So I'll just skip these things because we are anyways doing it in the hands-on. Now we created our first HTTP service. We launched that on the screen in the UI. We've seen that cloud project. This is something which we already have. This is all part of the hands-on session. Okay, this is what we wanted to I wanted to discuss, like ABAP language versions. So we'll need to discuss about the ABAP language versions, SAP ABAP features not supported in SAP BTP. This is something which is very important, and explaining released APIs in the ABAP environment. We'll see that. So basically, you have this Unicode language, right? So what is Unicode is, like, we normally always decode everything that we write in English or any other language into binary language, right? Ones and zeros. Now previously each and every alphabet or a number was decoded into binary language in their own style. Like, each language had its own decoding, and A might be 100010 in one language, and the same A might be 001010 in some other language. So instead of that, they have created something called Unicode. Unicode is something which is a globally standard one, wherein any language will have the same kind of a binary decode. Okay, so this is something which we have, but Major set fee that we have the examples like the addition data type dynamic type is not valid in the restricted language scope. Okay. Now this basically what we can do is in module pool programming. When I was discussing module pool programming, actually that screen was not opening. That was an issue in the server. So now that is actually not supported in the BTP. So what we do is we design the screens and then we write it. So we write it like this: call screen 200, something like that, and then we design that screen in the module pool, and whatever has to come in the screen also will be decided there. But now it's not supported, so the addition function and dynamic function is not valid in the restricted language scope, so in the BTP ABAP. Then we have the statement like exec is not valid, uh, and uh, and we have to check, we will be getting an error. So these all things were a part of the are still a part of the normal ABAP which we do in the S4 HANA, but here it's not. And then select star from T001 into table at the rate data lt underscore T001, right? Now here it says that T001 is not declared as a table, because as we know the server is different here and we are creating our own tables here, so it's not available. Even the data element definitions also are not available. Now the versions, you can just go and check the table called SYCH underscore version. You can do this in the D23 system which we are already using it, and SYCH underscore version, wherein like we can check what exactly is the version of that particular object. So we can see this list here like this. Now we've got the checking the released objects, like we have all these released objects. You can check the released objects here like this. And what are the released objects is like, we basically, when we create a program or any object, it will actually save in a package and it will create a request number. So if you release that, what will happen is you can move them from development to quality to production. So once we release this, it will be, once we release it, it can be moved to quality. So we can see all the list of all these things in the released objects in the system. So what are the versions? The versions we have is something which we need to understand here. So yeah, as we know, T001 or any other table which is available in ABAP is not available here, something which you already know. Demo ABAP version, we have this. So ABAP features not supported in the ABAP environment is what we have seen now. And then we have something called the released APIs. So what are the application programming interfaces in the ABAP environment that we have here is what we need to understand. So let's see what are the released versions that we have. So only a very limited number of external repository objects are allowed in the ABAP environment right now. These repository objects are like, the global classes, interfaces. So the global classes, when we talk about global classes, there are some global classes like CL underscore ABAP underscore math, CL underscore ABAP underscore random, CL underscore ABAP underscore regex. These are available. These were already been used in the normal ABAP also. The same thing are available here also. But there are certain classes which are standard in the normal S4 HANA, but here it will not be available. So in interfaces also, it will be similar to what we have in the global classes. So that will be there. And code, so all the interfaces which are related to that particular classes that we have in the global classes are being supported here. That's it. The CDS core data services we use, like, we have got something like data definitions already been built, like I underscore plant, I underscore supplier. So in the previous session, in the previous scenario that we were doing, we were actually calling something called I underscore currency. We selected the I underscore currency CDS view, and then we directly popped up that data in the UI, right, yesterday. So we didn't develop the CDS in the first scenario. Second scenario, we were developing it. Okay? The basic set of domains and the basic set of elements, structures, a very basic type of this are allowed, but are accessible, but everything is not accessible at the BTP ABAP layer. So only a very few number of external repository objects are allowed in the ABAP environment. Some table types and all. So we've got this ABAP version. Yes. Communication arrangement. We have the service definition, service binding, then communication scenario. Then we have the communication arrangement. So now the business service provisioning is all about like this, getting this service definition, service binding, and then communication scenario. So all these three put together is a business service provisioning layer, and then we have the communication arrangement, like prepare exposed business services to be consumed. That is a part of the communication scenario. So we were doing all these steps individually in different exercises. We have done this core data services. So see here in the solution, in the third exercise, we actually used a CDS called I underscore currency. We exposed it directly there. We activated it and we were able to see the data like this. This is what we have done. So in the communication scenario, we have this instantiated by, in communication system we have used by, communication arrangement assigned by, and communication user. So these are all the part of the Fiori launchpad. See that. So I've got this ABAP environment here. So we just saw that, and this is something which we should be able to see that in the BTP ABAP layer. So once we log in into the BTP ABAP, the free trial version we had, right? So that is where we will be able to see these things. Okay, these are the steps anyways we are going to do it on the hands-on. UI, we need to be creating a UI which actually consumes this ABAP. So what we do is, like, we entered into this, and we can create a communication scenario here. We'll do that. I think till the previous step we have done, and we need to create this new destination, and we need to go ahead and we can launch this data in the business application studio. So when you get into the business application studio, we'll have something like this. We need to create this dev apps, and we can go ahead and do this. So we're going to do these things today. So the ABAP RESTful application programming. So what is RESTful application programming? How it works is what we'll see, and then how CDS is integrated. See, no matter where you go in ABAP, you're always going to come across this CDS concept, because CDS is quite popular and successful because it actually runs in the database directly, in the HANA database directly, and from there it will be taking forward. You have this creating data models, explaining business services, defining business object behavior. We'll see this. So basically, in normal classical ABAP programs that we used to use in the past, we used to have the best practices freestyle ABAP programming. Then CDS was launched. So now ABAP programming is still there. Additional to that, we have this OData services which will expose the data to these different things, and when we have this CDS, the core data services, and CDS based business object platform. So these all things we have. And in the SAP cloud platform, we have the ABAP environment, SAP S/4HANA 1909. So we provide a programming model here. The key players, we have this. So ABAP development tools in Eclipse for all development tasks, and developer onboarding, end-to-end development flow and all. So language, we have ABAP and CDS. So we've got the standard implementation tasks via typed APIs, supporting auto completion and element info, static code checks. All these things we'll be doing it. So these are the key players actually. And then we have got the framework. So we have taken over the technical implementation tasks, business logic added in the code exists, can be either CDS data modeling, the behavior definition, or ABAP behavior implementation. These all are the part of business objects. Then we have the queries, CDS data modeling. CDS data modeling is just for query. So what is a query? A query is something which can show you the data. Okay, so just run that query and you display the data, right? So that's something. Business objects are something which we actually develop. So we develop CDS, we develop behavior definition, we develop behavior implementation as well. We look at the behavior definition and behavior implementation